suppose prior to that level 2 mark on Whisper, you want to try and get aggressive on the Batrider. But now that Whisper has hit level 2, you probably need to be a little bit more wary because he can just level up Firefly. In fact, they are going to make the jump in on Matthew now. Matthew, stuck between a rock and a hard place, should just drop and will. Palos off to a fantastic start as he does secure first blood.
It's a laning duo that needs a lot of EXP, and they're just playing it right on EXECRATION, just being aggressive. They know that if you're not seeing the Firefly commitment, you can't afford to jump in. You've got the full magic wand up on Palos. This lane does get a little bit harder as the levels go up, so you need to find these small wins while you can for EXECRATION.
Top lane, Panda, he's just going to drop. Meanwhile, bottom lane, a bit of action breaking out now as Palos does go for a dispose play onto Matthew. Bit of action was breaking out as Whisper was trying to go for a bit of a dive in with the Firefly, but thinks better of it in the end. Mid lane, Chris Luck has dropped rather low now, so Bob can chip away and does find him. I was gonna say his HP pool did seem like it was low enough to kill him with the Sleight of Fist, and that's what happens.
He copped 2 tower hits chasing Bob underneath, trying to punish. Instead, he gets punished. A 3-0 start coming out from EXECRATION, level 6 up for Bob. So he's not going to be under threat from the nuking combination now.
Panda might drop if he gets one more Shadow Poison stack. Shanks having a look, does land it. Panda's still alive. Meanwhile, Palos and Carlo both going down to Whisper. Down a bot lane. Tino's going to get jumped on by Pekaz, so Pekaz does secure a kill.
Up so fast on EG's end with Whisper. They at least get an opportunity to top up Bob, and he does get rune control as well, so he's got the haste to play with. Matthew has to be a bit cautious here.
Nice boundless from Matthew, but it's not going to stop Bob from just moving in, though. A nice cookie from Chris Luck trying to turn this one around as Bob barely remnanting out, and they still at least find Matthew's life. Bob going to be just fine. Meanwhile, bad kick lifesteal. It's really a back and forth between these two teams, and this is kind of what we expected between these two. It is SEA versus SA, and what happened there, John? How did Chris Luck kill him off? Was it just the kisses?
He got the cookie off. That set up for the kisses. Bob got him, but didn't manage to use the spell in time. Didn't manage to dodge out once the cookie flew in. So this time, Chris Luck finds some punishment.
Across the map. And as I was just saying, this is kind of what you expect between SEA and SA. It's a brawl going on. It's bottom lane. They're going to make the jump in on Palos, and he is certainly going to die. It's Carlo. Can he get out at least? So he will go for a run, but eventually they will catch him out. And Whisper, he's going to be just fine to walk away from that tier 1 tower.
Yeah, chat can go wild with that if you want to. I won't look. I won't tell.
No. No snitching here, boys.
Ooh, the arrow missed.
Nice jump out of the tree. Arrow not going to connect on Matthew, so he'll turn around now with Chris Luck to back him up. Panda's even going to show up, and they will find Shanks in the end, but he does. But he doesn't. Sitting back for now. Still a very, very slight net worth lead the way of EG, so nothing to write home about for either side. Just a very even game overall. Chris Luck, mid lane, going to get jumped here. You have a double damage available on Bob, so he's got plenty of damage to try and go after the Snapfire, and a great block out, but the kisses are going to kill off Tino. Meanwhile, Palos drops bot lane as well. At least they found Chris Luck. Panda will drop the boot, but now Pekaz has shown up on the Morphling. He'll try to get something for their trouble. He's forced to strength more for trying to run as now the blocks coming out from the tree, and it's Pekaz. He's trying to run, but the blocks are just perfect from Tino. Remnant forward from Bob, still trying, and they'll have him.
Ooh.
Triple kill for Bob. Tino from the graveyard, getting it done. Still going. Mid lane, Bob will clop a stun out, but he's just going to go for the man fight. Panda taking a fair bit of damage as now Chris Luck has shown back up, but cannot get within range for a cookie. He's going to have to watch the Ember walk away, but bottom lane, Carlo's going to drop him out. Palos, he'll go for a dispose out, but Whisper once again taking out 2.
Get the Sleight of Fist, so it just bails out. Look at Whisper taking over that triangle of EXECRATION, stealing away some of these stacks. Shanks is surrounded.
That is a lot of gold to go the way of the Batrider. Oh boy.
Haven't really gotten much, even with the Nature's Prophet on hand. But they are able to defend. You do have the Treant Protector on your side. You've got the Wave Clear, you've got the Living Armor.
Big kill top lane if they can get it. Dispose is there. Bakars, no waveform to speak of, will go down, but Whisper trying to save the day and salvage the situation does show up. A nice overgrowth from Panda holding down that Pos 1 Marcy, and Palos will go down. Now even Matthew showing up, jumping onto Shanks, ensuring they'll find a bit more for their trouble. We'll give another kill over to Whisper on the Batrider. Head towards the top lane. Matthew will be there. He'll see Shanks on the Shadow Demon, though Disruption will be out onto the Monkey King. Still pouncing around. Bob will try to break the tree line, but will not be able to do so. Meanwhile, the Gobble Up is out, and Shanks is going to get caught.
Batrider can be up front. EXECRATION trying to play with a Moonlight here, though. Don't have the best vision from EG down bot. No obs up besides the cliff.
Bakars. Massive target. He has no idea they're around him right now. Bob will land the chains very easily. Arrow's going to land as well. They should have plenty of damage with this perma-stun, surely. Bakars, he's still going to waveform out, but it's not enough. Bob will take him down. Still, in comes the cavalry. Whisper, he'll grab Palos. He wants the Marcy again. Disruption will save for now. Whisper's going to go for a run because Bob's on the chase. Whisper, he will finally go down, but they have found Palos. It's Chris Luck also getting caught out. That's going to be all three cores of EG going down to EXECRATION. Basically, no net worth advantage at the moment. Just such a close game between these two as they have caught out the Monkey King top lane. Matthew going to get caught by an arrow. Should just drop here to Bob. And Bob does pick up his 7th kill of the game now. They're going to be lacking a lot of vision that Matthew would have provided. Still, the Gobble Up is going to be in. It does land as well. Palos, but Disruption does save from the lasso. Palos is still okay. He'll rebound out of there. They have the mech as well. Over a bit of a Palos. He pops the Unleash. He'll get the Dispel and he'll just fight back. He's still going, but he's running right through the Firefly, taking a bit too much damage. Palos, how is he still alive? He will make it out. Whisper the one to go down on the Batrider. And now Matthew will go down to boot. Ford Rider. Though speaking of magic damage, there's your Aghanim Scepter coming out now on Tino. So you're going to have that ridiculous root coming out with the Wrath of Nature. Very annoying to play against. Speaking of the devil, he gets caught out on the high ground. Whoopsie daisies, Tino. I mean, he just picked up the Ags. He's going right back. He does have an Orchid up on the Monkey King, so a bit more utility for him. And Chris Luck does pick up the BKB, so they want to try and make use of these timings as Whisper. He's going to find Shanks immediately. Disruption is going to be there. Palos still sticking around, but may need to back off. So you will see quite a few heroes here from EG, though a massive Wrath of Nature. And now an arrow landing onto the tree and protect you. I mean, he'll still get caught out here on the Monkey. Arrow is going to land. Mischief dodge the damage, but it won't really make the difference. He will still go down.
Very fast.
Here we go. EXECRATION, who are they going to find? Panda, good positioning on the tree and protector to break the smoke. Matthew is going to get some vision. Bakars trying to move in. There's Whisper. He found the Shadow Demon with the lasso. Shanks is still alive though. He gets Disruption off, and Matthew's gone down. EG, they're already 2 down. They will buy back on the tree and protect him, but Whisper's going to get blown up. The Batrider's gone, and now Bakars is caught out as well. Palos landing the rebound. Chris Luck is still trying with the kisses. They're going to opt to chase down Panda on the tree, and they want the dieback immediately, and they will find it. 4 down from the side of EG. Carlo will go ahead right for the outpost first. Latino, he's going to make the jump in. Bakars has been spotted by our Nature's Prophet. They cannot hold him down yet. The Wrath of Nature is flying through. Bakars, though, is not going to get affected by it as Bob doesn't have chains up yet, but does move in, and now does have it available. Bakars, he'll go for the magic dodge, trying to avoid this team fight altogether. Where's the rest of the team? EG have shown up. They'll go after Shanks first. There's your jump in with the lasso now. They've got Palos on the Marcy, but he's still perfectly fine to keep fighting. They have no fear. But Bakars, he's trying to fight back. The Morphling is still alive, but there's your sprout out. Bakars will go towards the Prophet this time around. The rebound's not going to connect. Palos, he is still trying to get there, but they cannot hold him down yet as Bakars is still being chased down by Tino. Body blocks out again from the tree, and they've finally got the Morphling, but he'll waveform towards the right side. He's going to be okay for now. Another rebound, a dispose out. Bakars is still being chased, and surely this time around he will drop. Bob does kill him off. He tried so damn hard to get away.
If not, that little bit of distance might have been enough to allow Bakars to just wait for the next waveform and bail out of there with his life.
He made tried to jump in on Palos, but he has no lasso up. Tino, he'll go for the Wrath of Nature, holding down Matthew, and they're at least going to find themselves a Monkey King here. Matthew go down immediately. Very, very tough game for the MK. You kind of appreciate as well the fact that this Tino Nature's Prophet has the Wrath of Nature, or rather the Curse of the Old Growth, as they are going to find Whisper. That Curse of the...
It's so difficult for Whisper to open these up for him.
Well, Chris Luck's picked up a full Daedalus now on the Snapfire. Problem is he's not at level 20 or 25 yet. So you don't have those talents up, but he can certainly do a lot of damage. In they go. They're going to find the Mirana. Carlo still leaping away, surviving thanks to the disruption of Shanks, and now to jump back in. Chris Luck, he gets caught immediately. The Snapfire, they can't afford to lose him. He's going to try for the kisses, but cannot make it. Oh, Picaz, he's trying to waveform away, but he'll get rooted up and he's gone. Oh boy. Matthew, I mean, he'll try to run out of this. There's no chance in hell. Bob's all over it. Triple kill for the Ember. 15, 1, and 11.
This has to bail out. We have stalled out long enough in EG to at least have this blink up on Panda. So Overgrowth can be a lot easier to set up now for the team. And the one big difference that's really making it tough for EG, not just the core-to-core, but really the support differences.
He got hit by an arrow. They're going to make the jump in. Picaz, he is melting, still alive, barely, but not quite. Palos has got him down. Execration. Just no fear in the world, just going right in. Lasso is there, though. They're going to drag the Marcy right back towards the fountain, but he is not going to quite get there. So close yet so far. Palos is still fine. A triple kill for the Marcy. Kiss is expended, but it's all very messy. Very desperate here for EG. As they're onto the tier 4 towers, Execration want to put a little in this game, and they should have it. Game 1 should go their way. ZG, they have not called it yet, but there's really no comeback play anymore. Onto the Ancient, they'll call it now. Matthew's had enough. I'll tell you what, EG had such a strong start for the first, say, 20 minutes, but Execration, they get their timings and they just move in, and by Panda, Shank's going to be there on the boss force. Like, every time I say that, I'm just going to laugh. As top lane, we are going to have a kill coming up. Matthew, he will go down. Carlo able to secure first blood already on the...
EG starts to get momentum there. The Broodmother can kick into pace once the levels are up, but early on, 3 levels are just not going to feel easy.
Bottom lane, Shanks stealing stats away. I mean, this is...
Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Double melee lane again for EG. That's where it falls flat for me. Like, you pick the clock, sure, it's a great support, but you love that with a range hero. You don't really like it with a melee. They do at least find up top.
It's... you can't actually trade with it.
Yeah, you really can't. And that's a funny thing. Like, I had a discussion with a friend of mine. They kept telling me, oh, Slark is one of the best heroes in lane at level 1. I'm like, Essence Shift is great? Oh, God. Yeah.
Panda, I mean, they might find Shanks at the least. Tino, Tino might get punished. Picaz joins in.
Oh, no.
And they do. Tino goes down, Shanks goes down, Picaz. In EG, they are slowly doing a pretty good job of slowing Palos down a little bit. Like, he is still farming well, but they are getting much more aggressive. In fact, now they'll move in onto Carlo. Lift is up, but Bob's shown up. Whisper will be chased down, still okay. Instead, they'll focus down Matthew on the Rubik. And Whisper, he will deny himself off to the tier 1 tower. Though I say deny, he will still split the gold the way of Execration. And Bob with a fantastic rotation on the SF at the perfect timing. As he rotates mid, Chris Luck, he's going to get hit by a Requiem, but he got a very nice split earth off. Still Bob, I thought he was going to go rotate right up towards the top lane. Seems like they want to try and go for an early tier 1 tower and maybe a kill onto Palos. But Palos should know about it considering his courier was being attacked by Chris Luck. He'll turn right back around, but he has been caught out by the split earth. And EG should be able to secure this kill, though Lift is there. Palos is still trying to fight, but the Dismember will not last long enough. Tino, however, going after Chris Luck, might just have him, and he does. Tino still going to drop, but at least gets the Leshrac before he dies. Easted on their end of things, and Whisper actually hands over the tip as well to Bob. Really lets him know about it. The mid-tier 1 tower, oh, look at that. The tip into the death, it seems. Bob, how do you fight this one out? He's trying to go for the razors, but it's not going to be enough. Panda is there with the battery assault. Whisper just foreshadowing the death of Bob in the mid lane.
Tries to walk back in, and the rotations coming through from EG, they just find everything. Got the mech and arcane boots. Guardian Greaves is probably the timing he's looking for there. Bob just going straight into the Dragonlance we tend to see on the SF. For EG, oh.
He's going to be protected here by Panda. In fact, Whisper's thinking about turning back around here because Palos is taking a lot of damage just from the clockwork alone. In fact, he might be dead. He'll go for the dismember out. Palos will get away with it. Whisper needing to run himself now as Palos is the one being the hunter, but no. Matthew is there with the Fade Bolt. That's going to be 2 to go down as Whisper. He'll hand the tip over to Panda this time around. Just setting up a really nice kill at the top lane. In Execration, at least for this start of the game, they are falling apart as Pakaz. Mid lane gonna find a 2-man chrono, finding 2 cores, but he needs some follow-up damage. Requiem will fly out, but it's not gonna do too much. Pakaz is still chasing them down. Again, he doesn't have the lockdown. Still, Matthew will move in with the Rubik. Lift up onto the SF, but the splitter is not going to land. They don't coordinate it well. It may not matter though. Bob is still being chased down here by Chris Luck. Goes for the stick charges, but the SF is still melting and eventually will fall. Chris Luck taking down the Shadow Fiend.
They clear out the bot. They're still working their ways onto these early items on their cores. Like, I think really Tino's the big issue right now. He's the highest net worth, although they catch a big one.
They have caught a big one. It is going to be Pakaz. The Faceless Void going down. Farming really in the middle of nowhere here in Execrate over to that top lane, so they are going to run into the Brood in just a moment. Palos, he's going to have his smoke broken, but does he want to throw a hook out? Whisper, he doesn't know. He's going to move on to Shanks. Matthew's going to find out for him. Lift is there to make sure the Requiem never comes out. Hook does land onto the Rubik, but it will allow the space for Whisper. He will back his way out on the Broodmother for now. But the chase is still going. He is completely surrounded. Hook shot though, in the backside. They've got a chrono out. They've caught the SF. They've caught the CM. But the heals are coming out. Bob is surviving. A massive cogs. It'll hold all 3 of them in, but it's still not enough. Bob will finally go down. They'll try onto Pakaz. Pakaz, leashed up, running, is going to be okay. Palos, the one in danger, should drop. The Dismember is there in time with the heals. Maybe he can survive. The chase is still going, but Chris Luck doesn't have the damage. Oh boy, and now the hook onto the high ground. Shanks will drag Shanks, or rather Palos will drag Shanks away. How is that only a 1 for 2?
Illuminates with healing and spirit form. It's ridiculous how much sustain that hero can provide. And the Guardian Reeves does pay off. Shanks, though, going for the P ward.
Shanks, he's going to get taken down. Whisper will enjoy his life, no problem. Yeah, these Illum.
Got this Invis rune as well on Chris Luck. But Carlo does spot him. Well timed on the sentry drop there. Still in danger, though.
Shanks. I mean, Shanks is being chased as well, so Carlo and Shanks both in danger as the CM should go down here. And hold on a minute, he's still juking and jiving, but eventually will die. Those kind of hours.
My haunting hours are like 9 p.m. C till like 2 a.m. C.
They've got Shanks here, John. Panda gonna catch him out. Chris Luck will be there with the follow-up, though Shanks does pop the Shadow Dance, but it's still not going to be enough. Shanks, though, running, trying to buy himself some time as Chris Luck is still chasing. Panda will give the vision. Shanks still going, trying to get the courier now, it seems. We'll run into the tier 3 tower, and we'll go down. A little bit of space, man, I suppose. Of course, shout out to our sponsors, Bet Boom, as well. If you did want to put any bets on, link is below the stream. Seems like there is going to be a fight that breaks out. Carlo is going to get caught out here on the CM, and will drop very, very quickly. Does tank the gank here from EG. Because Evil Genius is right back to the outpost of the Dire. Will take away his Pakaz now. Big chrono out, has caught 2 of them. He will go after Shanks first, though, not having the damage for Palos yet. Palos, he'll try for a TP play out and should just make it as Shanks. Well, Shanks is still running. TP away, but he is going to get caught. Meanwhile, mid lane, another fight breaking out. Bob, he'll try for a Requiem play onto both supports, but they need to run. Chris Luck is a... No.
If it was the 2 Midases, that would be the surprise. 1 Midas, you know, it's weird, but not weird enough to be, you know, griefing.
Bob's forced to pop his BKB. It is about to wear off. Whisper, he'll go for the chase, knowing this. Chris Luck right behind him. Bob caught out. Hook onto the Spiderling. Bob is still in massive trouble, though the survival is there with the hills coming up, but he just can't move. They're still healing him up.
What?
Bob, he's gonna make it out. Oh, Tino with the heals, making it happen, but now Palos in danger. Forced the BKB up, goes into the dismember. Bob eventually does go down to the clockwork. He will keep going. Chris Luck, Hook is there. He does have the Aegis up, so he can reset after this death. Bob brought back for this. In fact, no, the Aegis expires. They take him down. Perfect timing here by EXECRATION. Bob, though, Bob might die back immediately as Picard is right on top of the SF. Even with all the hills coming out, he can't survive. Picard's right into the Chrono right after. He's going to find a CM for his trouble. Onto Tino, they'll find another. It's going to be the Keeper of the Light. Picard's a very clean Void game so far. There's Palos, he's trying to run, but a hook shot. Panda, gonna catch him out. Doesn't have mana for the conks, but it should not matter. They just hold him down, lift him up, and Palos will get annihilated here by evil geniuses. Next. Just no answers for the Void at the moment. Hook shot mid lane. Who have they got? It's gonna be Palos once again. The punch, just not having a very good game thus far. Does still have the BKB up, so can go for Dismember play, but he's just completely surrounded. Tino will keep him alive. Dismember is there in time. Palos, he'll heal up a little bit. Hook is out. Matthew, he's going to bring the Broodmother back. Meanwhile, the Requiem, Chris Luck, he does get caught. So they do find the Leshrac. EXECRATION, able to pick off a pretty valuable pick here. Worried about the hook from Matthew, the hook shot from Panda. So many little things you got to keep an eye out from as Palos. He does blink away, avoiding the hook that time around. Just so scary as there's a hook shot. Panda will make the jump in, but the 4-staff is there for Carlo. He's going to be all right. The CM will survive another day. Pakars, he does make the jump in, but does not have the Chrono thrown out yet. But there it is, onto Bob. Hook away though, the SF going to survive for another day, but the hook is stolen once again by Matthew as Carlo does drop. But EG, they've committed everything. They need to get the hell out of here. This fight is no longer for them.
That's a good bait out from EXECRATION.
Chrono is not up for another 40 seconds. You can still try to hold high ground here, but Hook is going to be out. Bob, he gets caught on the SF, and there is no save, but no, there is. 4-staff, hook shot, it's not going to land. The SF barely alive. Panda trying to secure the kill, but couldn't quite get there. Instead, though, they're going to find Tino and Carlo. Another hook up from Matthew, but the SF will be willing to fight back as now Pakars dropping a little bit low, but still has the Aegis. Will jump in once again. Frostbite will hold him down. They'll get the Aegis down at the very least. He's small, he'll make the jump in. Palos trying to run on the punch escape. He will go down as Matthew. He'll make the jump in near the fountain. Has his own Requiem. Will fear up everybody in the fountain as they will lose Carlo once again. That'll be a dieback. Bob will show up. Bob will go right back down. This game is looking very over as the Chrono, the cars in the fountain. He'll just farm them up. A full team wipe for the side of EG. And they will successfully tie up the series 1-1 with the side of EXECRATION.